Okay. Oh, wow. Hi, guys. How you doing? I hope that you're all well. That took me by surprise because I was looking somewhere else. How are you? This is Jacqueline Francis here on such a glorious day. I think it's the hottest day of the year so far here in the UK. So, how are you enjoying the weather? So, today I'm quickly going to jump on here to talk about how do you achieve your goals? Now, I'm advocate for healthy relationships, and I like to empower women, and particularly our young girls right now, because I think that they're going through such a hard time, especially during this period that we're experiencing. And something that I wanted to take from my book, The Relationship Jigsaw, this one here. And the first thing I really wanted to talk about was how, first of all, how you make peace with your past. Peace with your past. I wrote a chapter, chapter 15, actually, I think, in the relationship jigsaw, about how to make peace with your past. What does that actually mean? And why is it so important? And I decided to write that chapter simply because a lot of us have goals, and for some reason or another, something is keeping them stuck, and they're not able to achieve their goals. So I think you have to take some time out. Actually, I know you have to take time out and think about what is it that is stopping you from achieving those goals. Yes, we all make vision boards and stuff like that, but how many of you actually achieve some of those things that you've put on your vision board? So how do you make peace with your past? If there is something that has happened in your past and it may be stopping you from moving forward, those are the things that you have to address first. And you may think, well, I don't have anything in my past that's stopping me. So then you have to ask yourself the question, then why is it when I set my goals, I can't achieve it? It may be a financial thing. It may be some self-doubt that you're having with yourself. It may be something that somebody said to you years ago, and subconsciously it's come to this, or consciously it's come to the surface, or you haven't really thought about, well, maybe that's what's stopping you from, doing, what it is that you want to do. So first and foremost, as I said, start making peace with your past. Find out, what it is that's holding you back. I know for myself, I can't expect you to tell me if I don't share, what was stopping me from moving forward. And the fact that I had issues with family members, and how I was, made an outcast, and how I was rejected, and I felt that you feel you're not worthy. If someone's rejecting you, of course, you don't feel worthy. But that was holding me back. That was stopping me from moving forward. But it wasn't until I decided to make peace with my past. In actual fact, another word for it is forgiveness. How do you forgive? So for me, I guess people choose different ways in terms of trying to forgive. But for me, it was writing a personal letter to my sisters, and it was quite cathartic. And it wasn't until I decided to write that letter, it allowed me to make peace with my past. So I want to ask you, did something keep you stuck? Was it until you made peace with your past that you were able to move forward? I'd be interested to know. Please do leave me a comment. Please, I'd appreciate that. So start making peace with your past. And it's not a sign of weakness. I think many people think that it's a sign of weakness. It's not. I can categorically say that once you address those issues that are keeping you stuck, once you address those issues that are not allowing you to, reach your goal or anything like that, once you address those issues and make peace with your past, you'll definitely be able to move forward with whatever goal that it is that you set for yourself. So that's number one. Okay, so number two is learn about self-relationship. Now, I am all about self-relationship. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for jumping on. I'm all about self-relationship, and I think it's so important. I just want to say I just want to read what Michael says. Love it. Making peace with your past can be mentally challenging for people to address. And you're right, we need to make peace in order to move forward. Absolutely, absolutely. We do need to make peace with our past in order for us to move forward. And it may be, it's not going to happen overnight, you know, just to let you aware that it's not going to happen overnight. It's something that you have to, it's something, because it can be quite emotional and it can be quite challenging in order for you to go back to that state, especially when you're trying to move forward and then you're asked to go back, you know, especially if it was a traumatic time. So it can be quite challenging, but it's up to, you've got to move at your own, you have to move at your own pace. Another one, comment from Lamin. Thank you very much. How are you? People praying for you thinking they're helping, but because of their abusive relationship, they blame the children that look like the abuser. I don't know, I mean, I don't know if you know, I am an advocate for healthy relationships, and I started that with regards to those who have been affected by domestic abuse, and I've done many interviews with many women and men who have shared their experiences of abuse with me, and I'm so grateful for that, because it can be a challenging time, but in order for them to move forward, in order for you to move forward, you've got to be able to become face to face with those issues that have affected you in the past. And if you don't, you're just going to be stuck there. It's not an easy thing to say, and it is a difficult thing to say. But if you're talking specifically about abusive relationship, from the stories that I've heard and the experiences that I have for myself, it's not an easy thing to do. For some, it may take months, it may take years, it may take decades. I know for me personally, my issues took many years, probably about 2 decades, if not more, actually. But once I came to that realization, once I started to move on, to start thinking about my life and where I want to go from here, I started to take steps to build my self-relationship. And what do I mean by self-relationship? Self-relationship is about how to have a relationship with yourself before you get into relationships with other people. And self-relationship is about learning who you are, what you like to do, what boundaries you set for yourself, what goals you want to have for yourself. You're going to work on yourself. That's the most important relationship that one is going to have anyway, is a relationship with yourself. It's just so important, because if you don't know who you are, how can you expect other people to know who you are? You can't expect to go into a relationship and expect other people to fix you, so to speak. Having a relationship with yourself allows you to become aware of who you are. Nabar said, I'm talking about my mother and father. Okay, so because I don't know the context of it, it's very difficult to give an answer if you're asking a question. But if your parents are unable to provide you, or you're not getting any answers from your parents, or if they've abused you or anything like that, there's nothing that you can do about that, because maybe they feel as if they've done nothing wrong, and you can't change their mind about that, can you? So what I would advise you to do is to write a letter to them. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to post it, but write a letter, and in that letter, talk about the hurt that they have put upon you, and talk about how you felt or how they made you feel. And I think once you start doing that, because it's cathartic, you're releasing your emotions, you're releasing your thoughts. And I think once you start to do that, then it may allow you to at least make the next step to move forward. But if you're waiting for them to apologize, especially when they think that nothing has happened, it's not going to come. And I say that through experience, Lamin, simply because, you know, the experience I have had with my siblings, they don't believe that they've done anything wrong. Do you know what I mean? And I'm fighting a losing battle, and you will be fighting a losing battle for them to admit that they have done something wrong. And they're not going to admit to that because, as far as they're concerned, they haven't done anything wrong. So my advice to you, if you are finding it difficult to move on, then, you know, put pen to paper. That was my experience. I wrote a letter to my sisters, dear so and so, you know, do you remember the good times we had? And, you know, can you remember those good times and how we were great together as kids and stuff like that? And ask the question, where did it go wrong? What did I do? And I'm telling you, you know, try it. You know, try it and let me know how you get on. You know, fantastic. Yes, great advice. I forgot. Yes, you know, write a letter to them, because even though I wrote a letter in the book, I wrote a letter to them. I don't know whether they have read the letter or not. I have no idea. But the fact that it was helpful for me, it was beneficial for me, it was cathartic for me. It was a burden that was lifted off my shoulders, for want of a better phrase. So once I wrote that letter, it made me feel so much better. And it's almost as if I can't put my finger on it actually, but it is cathartic, and it allowed me to move on with my life. So I would implore you, you know, write a letter. You don't necessarily have to post it to your parents, but write a letter and get everything out of your system. It will be emotional, because I know when I wrote mine, you know, it was very emotional. I'm writing and the tears are streaming down my eyes, you know, because I write a lot of I write in journals anyway. I've even created my own. Get yourself a journal. This is my journal. Okay, can you see it? And I've created space where you can just write down your thoughts, write down how you're feeling, write down your goals, and write down your aspirations. So yeah, I think it's really important to do that. So yes, as I was saying, self-relationship is so important. Work on yourself. I know that for me, when this was all happening, how do I get out of this? How do I, you know, and it's about changing your mindset as well. How do I get out of this? And it wasn't until I started to work on myself, I went on a couple of courses, things that I like to do, not just for the sake of it, things that I like to do. I went to study French, bonjour, ça va, je m'appelle, you know, and, you know, that started to build up my confidence. And then I went on to do another course, and then I started working on myself. What were the things that I enjoyed? You know, instead of, you know, if you have children, you know, you're busy looking after the children and so forth, but it wasn't about the children, it's about what you can do for yourself in order to build your self-confidence, and start setting yourself up some goals. You know, what goals would you like for yourself? Just come out of that comfort zone. Let me know, you know, for those of you who are on at the moment, thank you, Michael, thank you, Lamin, you know, and you know, what goals have you set for yourself? What are the things that you want to do? You know, why are you not doing it? Why are you procrastinating? Why are you thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it? The amount of times I've heard people say, yeah, I want to do this and I want to do that, and I'm like, okay, so when I've come back to them and asked, well, how's it going? You know, with that thing that you wanted to do, and yeah, but I haven't started yet. You know, it's difficult. It's hard because we were all, you know, we're all here for a reason. And I know that it sounds a bit of a cliche actually, because that's what you hear people say, but it is quite important. We are here for a reason, you know, and I think, you know, a lot of us rely on that 9 to 5, and we're in these 9 to 5 jobs that we don't really like, but it pays the bill anyway. But if you can have your, what they call that side hustle, where you start something that you really enjoy, and, you know, of course it won't feel like work because it's something that you enjoy. And then before you know it, you know, you may be able to give up your full-time job and continue with that side hustle. So, let me know how you get on. Let me know what your goals are. Let me know what is it that, how are you working towards those goals? And it doesn't have to be a big goal. It can be, you've got to start small, because the whole idea is to start building up your confidence. So, as I said, it's all about self-relationship and starting to create those goals. And when you achieve those goals, those small goals to start off with, it will start to build your confidence, because then you're thinking, well, look, if I can do that, then I can do this. Or, okay, I've done that, so what's the next step? So, I think it's important to, stop the procrastinating. If you are procrastinating, change your mindset, because when you think about it, you're worried about what other people are going to think about you. You're worried about what other people are saying about you. But the fact of the matter is, they're getting on with their life and they seem to be happy, but you're not. So because you're busy worrying about what it is that, they're saying. But trust me, you don't. Those are the people that are holding you back, and you have allowed them. You have allowed them to hold you back, and it's not the done thing. So please, start thinking about your goals. Start building on your self relationship, because, as I said, that's the most important relationship that you can have with yourself. I will be inviting to stay in the motherland free of charge within a couple of years. Okay, well, I mean, that's great. That's fantastic. So what country are you referring to? What country, what motherland are you referring to? And a couple of years. So have you already planned for it? I mean, that's a huge goal as it is. Are you going to pick up sticks to live out there permanently for 2 years, or are you going to go back and forth? So let me know if you're going to be going back and forth, or is it just for holiday, or are you just going there to stay? And that's a huge goal, because I know that I went when I decided to move to Canada. To Canada, that was huge, a huge step to take, especially if you're if you're going on your own and you don't really know anyone out there. And you're going to be living a different life, a different culture, different people, not have your family around you. But that's if that's what you're going to do, that's a huge goal to achieve. And I'll take my hat off to you once you've done it. So yes, I'm going to end it there. So I think, as I said, how do you achieve your goals is the title of this. Start making small steps. Start working on yourself. Start writing down the things that you want to do, and start working towards those goals. And start working towards those goals. I won't be coming back from West Africa. Oh, right. Okay. So you're going to West Africa and you won't be coming back. Well, that's fantastic. I know that a lot of Black people are heading out to Africa, back to the motherland. And that's a huge, huge step to take. And, I wish you all the best and all the luck in achieving that. That'd be absolutely fantastic, because, things are obviously quite different there in the motherland than they are here. So let's know how you get on with that. But yes, for those of you, for women and even the young girls who are suffering from anxiety or depression or whatever, always start off with small goals that are achievable. And then once you've done that, because if you start off with a big goal and you don't achieve it, it's just going to put you back. It's just going to set you back. So start off with small goals, achieve those goals, and then move on to the next one. So I'm going to wrap that up for today. So if any of you have any comments, please do put them in the comments box and I will respond. Let me know what type of goals that you are working on. I just want to thank those who took time to place a comment. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Lamin, for your comments. And that's it. So have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of the day. It's beautiful outside. The weather's fantastic. And until next time, I'll speak with you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.